Worst enemy, because I've been there and I've done everything that he hasn't done, but he'd love to do. He's been filtered, media trained, he's had all this big team around him, a 20-man entourage. He has to turn up mob-handed somewhere, and he can still only be voted as the 7th most popular sportsman in the country, behind Andy Murray. So that says a lot for him. And it's like me, big old fat guy, bald, hairy, ugly, from Morecambe, gets all the love of the people, mobbed wherever I go. I come here on my own. I don't have no security people around me. I don't need to be held away from my fans who've supported me and made me the star I am. I mean, I don't need to change. For him, he's had to change his image. So I'd almost call that a fake character. He plays this, he's so humble and such a nice person and all that, but I do truly believe that that's a mirage, smoke and mirrors job. Well done by his team.
Wow. Those are the words of Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, as he pretty much implies that Anthony Joshua is fake. He says the the mirage, he said, the facade actually is not real. He thinks that he had to change his whole image in order for him to be more people friendly or more media friendly. And he said he didn't need those people, unlike Anthony Joshua, with a gang of people around him. Okay, let me counterpunch. I'm going to do a live about this, either today or tomorrow, maybe today, here in a little bit. And I want to talk to you guys in depth about it. It's better to do that than go, with a poll or whatnot. But do I think Anthony Joshua's fake? No, I don't. As far as media trained, he has a good team around him. But I don't think the type of team he has around him has something to do with censorship. Because, and the reason I believe that is because if you go back and you look back at last year and you hear Anthony Joshua at a, BLM conference, a gathering after George Floyd was killed, right? And you notice the things he said, hey, you don't have to buy from other people. You can keep things in-house. They need your money. You don't need theirs. Work on building your own for your own. Okay. And he got blasted for that. Okay. And the way he responded showed me, right, that he's not one of those guys that's, hey, I'm in trouble. What do I do? Okay. Because that's exactly what some people would do if they didn't know how to speak up for themselves. And a lot of people that don't know how to speak up for themselves, or they haven't been trained to speak a certain way, won't know what to do in certain situations, okay? General responses come from genuine responses comes from a genuine beginning, okay? And he meant everything he said. In fact, what he did was the opposite. He didn't say, oh, hey, let me respond by apologizing, like some cancer culture kind of shit. No, he didn't do anything like that. What he did was exactly the opposite. For those who think I'm a racist, go fuck yourselves. That's exactly what he said. And people were like, oh, mad. No, it wasn't. It was just, he was mad. He was angry because it's like he was talking about something that pertained to his community versus how you guys took it, or other people outside of that took it. It really didn't matter what you thought because it did not concern you at all. So a lot of people looked at him and kind of side-eyed him for that, and he might have lost some fans or whatever, but he got them right back as soon as Tyson, because they jumped on that Tyson Fury bandwagon, first of all. They did. But as soon as Tyson Fury showed him, like, hey, I'm going back to the same son of a bitch that I just got through beating up, okay? The same silly-ass situation that I got out of with Wilder, I'm going back to that, and we got to relive that to everybody that I just became my fan. They wouldn't have it, so they came right back to AJ. So, no, do I think he's fake? No. Do I think he gets media tips? Yeah, it's possible he gets media tips. That's why he doesn't really like to say certain things. But I don't think he has that type of censorship about him. I don't think that he's necessarily like a Javante Tank Davis or somebody like that that's actually trained to not say particular shit word for word. And better yet, speaking of yes man, speaking of Tyson Fury, wasn't it John Fury that said, my son is surrounded by 100 and 200 yes men? I know that was an exaggeration, but I mean, it had to be a certain amount of people that was telling Tyson Fury what he wants to hear. That's why his father was so disappointed in how he performed and the things that he resorted doing in the ring, in training, in sparring, etc. Counterpunch. Wasn't that the same? Wasn't it him that said that? His father said that about him? I just find that mighty strange at the end of the day that he's surrounded by all these guys, these yes men, but then your father says the same thing about you. So guess what? Somebody got to look in the mirror at some point of time. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Tyson Fury stating that Anthony Joshua is fake. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.